Juicy Lucy's are an absolute staple of the Twin Cities, specifically Minneapolis, which is also home to the Minnesota Vikings. So, if we're throwing a Minnesota Vikings tailgate, what better way to do it than with some Juicy Lucy's? I'm 2 minutes away from biting into one of these gooey, delicious burgers stuffed with American cheese. Let me show you how I got there.
Alright guys, first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to measure out my ground beef. If you don't have a scale, don't worry about it. It does not have to be exact. What you're shooting for is 8 ounces or a half pound. It's about the size of a baseball. From there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ball o' meat, 1 slice of cheese. I'm going to break up the meat into 2 portions, and I'm going to make those into smaller patties. From there, I'm going to take my cheese, get it in the middle, and start forming my Juicy Lucy. This, guys, is going to be the most important part of the process by far. The key here is to make sure we have no holes, no openings whatsoever, because if we do, what's going to happen on the grill is we're going to spring a leak. All of that delicious cheese is going to come flowing right out, and we effectively have a normal burger. Holes on the top are fairly easy to see, you'll just see cheese, but holes on the sides are going to be difficult to spot. So you just want to make sure that you're constantly pinching the sides. I have a few different methods that I like to use. I found that using the balls of my hands to crimp and then kind of use my thumb to push everything back together and just keep going in a circle like that has worked wonders. And as far as the middle goes, like I said, that's going to be a little easier. We just want to make sure that we're squeezing hard enough to make sure that the meat is going to do the work and stick to itself. Now, don't get down on yourself if you spring a leak. I've probably made 1,000 of these things working in restaurants throughout my life, and I still spring leaks. As a matter of fact, you're going to see me spring a leak in this video. So like I said, don't feel bad. It happened. I got a family of 4, so I'm going to repeat this process 4 times. As far as our additional ingredients, guys, pretty simple. I'm going to get a really high quality bun. I prefer brioche. As far as seasoning on the burger, I'm just going to go salt, pepper, and this all-purpose rub that I like to use. They're not paying me nothing, so they're going to remain nameless. And of course, what burger is complete without some dill pickle slices? Lastly, let's make sure we get both sides of these burgers seasoned, and we'll head to the flat top. Now again, guys, if you don't have a flat top, the one thing I don't want to do is scare you away from making this. This can absolutely be done in a frying pan on a regular grill, however you cook your burgers. I personally prefer a flat top. I don't even own a regular grill, to be honest with you. I'm flat top all the way. So this is going to be a pretty simple process. We're just cooking these like you would any normal burger. Just a few quick minutes on each side and we're going to be eating good. Now, of course, what I need to remind you of is the leaks. If cheese comes out, it's not the end of the world. Some of it might stay in, but there's a pretty good chance that most of it's going to come out. And if it does, you got a cheeseburger. I mean, have you been in worse situations in life? I know I have. This is something that can require a little bit of trial and error, so just keep that in mind. Alright, so these are ready to flip. That is exactly the color that we're looking for. In my opinion, there's one thing that makes or breaks any burger, and that is a perfectly toasted bun. I'm going to get some butter on my brioche buns, get those down on my flat top as well. I am unbelievably hungry. We're so close. I'm ready to eat. But before I do that, I gotta show you, this is how it looks when you spring a leak. Cheese everywhere. It's a mess. You hate to see it, but it's not the end of the world.
The assembly, the best part, right? We're almost there, the home stretch. It's almost time to do some eating. So doing it like either of the 2 famous restaurants in the Twin Cities, Matt's Bar and the 5-8 Club, it's simple. Pickles and the burger. I already broke one rule. I got a slice of cheese on top. They don't do that at either restaurant. I did it because I got half a pound of beef here. I need a little extra cheese flavor in there, so here we are. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my top buns off, make sure I don't lose which one is which. After I got those pickles on, simple. Get these on. So simple, so delicious. All right, now before I get to eating one of these things, I gotta cut it open for you. Basically gonna commit a Minnesota crime. You do not cut into a Juicy Lucy. All the good stuff comes out, but hey, it's a video, right? We need visuals, come on. Here we go. Look, a couple of good cheese pulls there we go. Juicy Lucy, perfect title. I don't know who Lucy is, but Juicy definitely deserves to be there. It's time. Here we go. All right, I definitely have comments. I just don't have time to give them to you. We're almost there. Just one more bite. Every cheeseburger experience should be as incredibly juicy as this. I sometimes like to put bacon and onion on the inside of the burger. I also like a little bit of ketchup and mayo on it. But when you go to the restaurants, this is what you get. So that's what we created. And what we created, ladies and gentlemen, is not the official Juicy Lucy of the Minnesota Vikings. But what this is the damn near official Juicy Lucy of the Minnesota Vikings. What's that thing they do in Minnesota? The skull clap?